Please give us a brief introduction.
Sir, my name is Chinmaya-Acharya. I am from Kalahandi, Odisha. I have completed my BTech from Government College of Engineering, Keonjhar. Prior to that, I had done my schooling in KV, Bhawanipatna, completing my class 10th and class 12 from there in 2010 and 12 respectively. After completion of my graduation, I joined TCS and worked there for around 2 years. And after that, I am preparing for administrative services.
Okay. So you said that you are from Kalahandi.
Yes, sir.
Right? So can you tell me in your district how many urban local bodies are there now?
There are 4 urban local bodies, sir.
And what, any municipal corporation?
No, sir.
What is the, in India and Odisha, what is generally the structure of these urban local bodies?
Sir, it is a 3-tier system. In transitional areas, there are NAC. In small urban areas, there are municipal councils or municipalities, and in the large urban areas, there are municipal corporations.
Okay. So, how many municipal corporations are there in Odisha?
There are 5 municipal corporations in Odisha.
Can you name them?
Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Berhampur, Sambalpur and Rourkela.
This way, okay. So you applied for the municipal administrative service. Can you tell me what is the rank hierarchy of the Omas? What is the first preference that you have given?
Assistant Director.
Assistant Director.
Yes.
And second one?
Chief Enforcement Officer. Chief Executive Officer.
Chief Executive Officer, then?
Enforcement Officer.
And fourth?
Executive Officer.
Executive Officer, okay. So, can you tell me, suppose you join as Chief Executive Officer, okay, what will be your next steps for promotion, and what is the highest step that you can reach?
So the highest is the Director of Municipal Administration. The promotion, so I'm not aware about the promotion aspect, sir. Number of years.
Yeah, number of years. After how many years you will be promoted to what? Just go through that document.
Yes.
That is very important to know. Okay. So can you tell me what are the, constitutionally, what are the functions of the municipal bodies according to the Constitution?
So according to the Constitution, it is basically about the local governance. So the basic spirit of the Constitution says that a devolution of power should be there, so that people should be empowered to look after the local issues. So 74th Amendment constituted municipal bodies across our country, and different states have their different structures of municipal administration. They basically, sir, cover 18 major areas of administration in the local area.
Okay. How many did you say? 17?
18, sir.
18.
Yes, sir.
Can you name at least 5 of them?
They look after, sir, the sanitation and solid waste management aspect, look after the primary health facilities and educational primary schools especially. They look for lightening of roads and that's it.
Okay, fine. So, you are from Kalahandi district, right?
Yes, sir.
So, which one is your hometown?
Sir, I basically belong to a village, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And your graduation and
schooling was from Bhawanipatna.
Schooling was from Bhawanipatna.
Yes, sir.
Then college?
College in Keonjhar. No, plus 2 is from KV Bhawanipatna only.
Bhawanipatna.
Yes, sir.
So 10th and 12th you have done in
Bhawanipatna, yes, sir.
So from that experience, can you tell me from a general public point of view, what is the requirement or what is the expectation of the public from the municipal authorities? Which are those public services, okay, which the citizens, require the most from the municipal bodies, and not as a government service aspirant, but as a common citizen who is one of the clients of these services. What is your impression, okay, overall impression of the efficiency of municipal bodies in Odisha?
So common people expect basic things like good condition roads, the drainage system should be proper so that stagnation of water should not be there, and proper waste management should be there. It should not be like the municipality would be collecting waste and dumping it somewhere around the city only. So these are the basic things that the common man wants from the municipalities.
Okay. So last 5 years where are you staying here in Bhubaneswar?
Yes sir, Bhubaneswar and Keonjhar, because my graduation was in Keonjhar.
Keonjhar.
Yes sir.
So if you tell me something, Keonjhar has what, notified area council or
No sir,
municipal council?
municipal council.
Municipal council is there. How many urban local bodies are there in Odisha?
61 NSCs are there, 48 municipal councils are there, and 5 municipal corporations are there. In
So total is to
108, 114, yes sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This total you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
114. Okay. So this out of these all the municipal bodies. Okay. When you compare your experience at Keonjhar and at Bhubaneswar, okay. So just tell me, what are the 3 things that you want, the municipal bodies at these 2 places to improve? If you can start with Keonjhar first, then tell me about Bhubaneswar. These are the 3 areas which should improve. And suppose, let's say government says that, okay, we are giving you the power and the resources to do that. How will you do it? First you start with Keonjhar.
So in Keonjhar, the green cover is fast depleting in the cities, so it should be.
Green cover?
Yes sir.
Trees,
sir.
trees
Yes sir.
Okay.
So plantation should be a priority for not only for Keonjhar but also for Bhubaneswar also. And second thing is that street lighting should be there, because there should not be any dark spot for safety and security reasons. So lighting also should be taken to priority. Also for security, the municipality can install cameras, CCTV cameras, and sir, solid waste management is a very big problem across our state, so all municipalities should take care of that also.
Okay. So what will you do in that case for all these 3 problems? So first you said about green cover, okay?
Yes sir.
So when there is a clash between development and environment, okay, which one should prevail? For example, you need to widen the road situation in Bhubaneswar and all, the population pressure is increasing. So infrastructure development has to be there. More villages should be built. More roads have to be widened. So how will you do it without cutting the trees? And let's say trees are being cut. How can we compensate it? Is there any way of compensating? Suppose a main road has to be widened, and on both sides of the main road we have trees. Okay, so those trees have to be felled. What compensatory, action can you take so that at least, if not 100%, then some, stability will be maintained?
Sir, nowadays there are innovative ways of transplantation, means translocating the trees from one place to another. So for big trees that can be done in areas of great importance, we can translocate big trees. But as a normal system, we should be thinking about planting 5 trees for one. Means if you are going to cut one tree, then we should be in a position to plant 5 trees and taking care of that, so that they should grow. They should not be like just planting and forgetting about those plants.
Okay, so have you heard of something called vertical garden?
Yes.
What is that vertical gardens, or which country or which place in India is using that concept now?
Sir, vertical gardens are those which we develop green cover over some construction buildings or walls. So that is vertical garden. I'm not aware about any states, sir, where this is a policy initiative.
Okay, and any other country which has used it to, in good effect?
No, sir, I don't know.
Okay, so what about other issues, other municipal related issues which are expected of of you once you become a municipal officer? So what is your perception? Like, for example, you become a chief executive officer, what would be your main job profile or the functions you would be expected to perform as the chief executive officer of a municipal body?
Sir, as Chief Executive Officer, the main role is that implementation of the things that are passed in the municipal council. But my perception is that in municipalities, the opaqueness is there, so transparency should be there, so that the corruption aspect should be curtailed to minimum, and efficiency should be enhanced.
That much. Okay. So, coming to current affairs, what is the most important news now in the world affairs that you know?
Sir, US-Iran conflict.
Conflict between US and
Iran.
Iraq.
Iran, sir.
Iran.
Yes, sir.
What is the main reason for this conflict or the root cause of this conflict?
Yes, sir. It has a very historical background to it. Starting from 1979, when the revolution started in Iran, because the revolution overthrew a regime which was supported by United States, and that the new regime that came in place was anti-US in nature. So from that point onwards, there was a major scuffle between US and Iran, and Saudi Arabia, the main rival of Iran, also sided with United States. So there is a deep divide in the Middle East region, sir. And for recent thing, we can see the assassination of General Soleimani as the main trigger point for all these events.
Okay, so any unintended casualties in this skirmish between the two sides?
Yes, sir. There were first civil aviation aircraft was shot down by the Iranian. So 170 to 180 casualties were there. Also, during the assassination of General Soleimani, along with Soleimani, 25 others were also killed. So this was.
Okay. So you talked about that part, that where this Iraq and Iran and US problem started. Has the reverse ever happened? America shooting down an Iranian passenger aircraft, have you heard?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
That happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this aircraft was from which country? This recent shooting down?
It was from Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Now coming to our country, what is going on in our country? Last 1 or 2 days, main news.
CA protest is going on.
Okay, CA protest. What is the status of CA now?
It is not functional, sir.
It is not functional.
Notified.
States have started implementing it.
It is notified in the Gazette of India.
Notified.
Yes, sir.
Some states have said that we are not going to implement it.
Yes, sir.
And one state has also filed a petition to Supreme Court. Which state is that?
Kerala, sir.
So can you tell me the constitutional provisions related to it? Can a state protest and say that we will not follow a central act? If they do that, what are the recourses which are available with the center?
A central law has to be implemented. It is not the mandate of the state government to not implement it, but yet it has its own right to protest or means express itself through resolution of the assembly. Also, it has a legal way of going to the Supreme Court to challenge that through a petition.
Okay. So, what is your point of view that what the states are doing, that is correct or that is not correct?
Sir, the bill itself is on the religious line, so it is something very odd for a democracy like India, where we segregate religion. Means living apart one religion, we are giving citizenship to the peoples from all other religions. Also, it should be taken into consideration that NRC, as being said by the central government, is going to be implemented. So when we see NRC along with CAA, it depicts a very dangerous pictures, because all people will be means they will be asked to give their proof to means where their descent has been, and apart from one religion, everyone would be covered under CAA. So it also means picks up.
Apart from one religion means?
Sorry, CAA talks about only Muslim means not covered. So it covers 6 religions but not Muslims.
But according to the government, in those 3 countries from where they are allowing people to come, Muslims are not persecuted. They are the majority there.
So the persecution and majority should not go hand in hand, because in Pakistan, Ahmadiyya community is the most persecuted community, yet it claims to be Muslim. So it should not be taken like a majority community cannot be persecuted, because persecution means not only happens on religious lines but also on different political views or any other views also may be the factor for persecution.
The government's point of view is that maybe if they are persecuted, they have other places to go. But these 6 communities, they do not have other place to go. So India is offering them a hand. Is it possible for a Pakistani, as such, for a Pakistani Muslim to get Indian citizenship?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they can get, why they are protesting them?
Sir, then all other religions also have the same right to, means same way of getting Indian means citizenship. But the CAA.
Why the special strict
Yes, sir.
treatment is being given to them?
Yes, sir.
That is the point of contention.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Recently there will be elections in some important state.
Delhi.
Delhi.
Yes, sir.
What is the total strength of the Delhi Legislative Assembly?
70 seats.
70.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between the status of the Legislative Assembly of Delhi and say the status of Legislative Assembly of Odisha? Is there any difference?
Yes, sir. Odisha is a full-fledged state, but Delhi is a union territory having a legislature. So it has some limited power, because the police, land, and one more thing is under the central government. So the Delhi legislature cannot formulate policies on those fields.
Okay. So Delhi police comes under the Delhi government or
Central governments.
Central government?
Yes.
Which department?
So Ministry of Home Affairs.
Ministry of Home Affairs. You come from Kalahandi. So Kalahandi, is it affected by left-wing extremism?
Yes, sir.
It is
Yes.
affected. What is the current status now?
Currently, sir, 2 blocks, Lanjigad and Thamul Rampur, are affected by this extremism. But they are very, if we compare it with the neighboring district like Raigada and Koraput, they are not as such a big problems.
Okay. Overall, if you see in the last 10-15 years, what is your perception about the way government has handled the left-wing extremism situation? And what is the current status now, even in what used to be the most, feared places to go? You can give me 1-2 examples of some initiatives which have really changed the situation.
So the development program of the state government along with central government has played a very major role in combating this left-wing extremism. Gradually the incidence of mishappenings due to these extremist groups has come down to a great extent, and the Odisha police and the CRPF are also along with the coordination of the neighboring states police agencies, they are combating these forces with great zeal, and they are more or less successful in their initiatives.
Okay, so your first preference, you said you have given us assistant director, assistant director. Okay, so are you aware of what would be the, total time that you take to reach the highest possible, post under the Omas cadre from assistant director?
Sir, from assistant director it takes around 8 years to go to joint commissioner. Then thereafter it takes 4 years for a joint commissioner to go to commissioner, and from there on 3 years to go to director post.
Okay, fine. So can you tell me, for the municipal bodies, okay, how do they sustain themselves? Is it fully funded by the government, or they have their own source of income? And if they have, then what are those sources of income?
Sir, government authorizes municipalities to collect taxes. It is one way of getting income. Second is that the state government gives a share of its revenue to the municipalities. And the third way is that they can raise credit from the market.
Okay. So they can raise credit from the market, and if you see, let's say, which is the biggest municipal corporation in Odisha?
Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation. Okay. So can you tell me, what are the major sources of income?
It collects taxes from different holdings of public means private holdings. It collect taxes along.
Means your houses, huh?
Yes, sir. And rents collected from different shops and other services that people uses. So prior to that, prior to GST there was octroi, but right now state government only gives that share of octroi from the GST collection to the BMC. So it is also a part of its income.
Okay. So overall, you give me 4 or 5 reasons why you want to join this service.
Sir, I want to part of the public service delivery system, so that standing outside the system and criticizing it is not a solution to it. So getting into the system and look after the system and working with full honesty is something that I look for. And second thing is that, sir, in municipalities there is a very good scope to improve our municipalities in our Odisha. So that is the main reasons.
Okay. What is your opinion regarding the current conflict that is going on between India and Malaysia? Recently, after the palm oil thing, recently also government of India has taken some step. Okay, after not exactly asking, but indicating to the palm oil importers that you don't deal with them. Apart from that, now they are also placing some other, not sanctions exactly, but they are changing the specifications of some things so that Malaysian products don't come to India. Can you tell me about it? Very recently, 2-3 days, they have taken some decision.
So the Malaysian Prime Minister continues his negative stance towards India and Jammu and Kashmir because he has a personal bond with the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
Personal bond in the sense?
So he's a very good friend of.
Friend of.
Yes, sir. the Pakistan. So
What is the full name of this Pakistani Prime Minister?
Imran Ahmad Khan Niazi.
Niazi.
Yes, sir.
So that title is
Yes.
not very liked by the Pakistanis there. Why? Any reason?
Because General Niazi was the person who surrendered to India in 1971 during the
Okay.
Indo-Pakistan War.
Is he related to him?
No, sir.
Not related.
He is from the same means tribal community, Niazi community, sir.
But I read somewhere that he was his uncle or something. Are you sure?
I'm not aware about that.
Okay. So that is the reason they are. But it is our internal matter. Why should they interfere? Or why should anyone interfere? So can you tell me which countries have, in a sense, accepted India's action? Okay. And the countries which are, they are not very happy with what has happened in Kashmir.
Sir, there are few countries who are not happy with the India's initiatives, like China,
Okay.
Turkey, and Malaysia.
China, Turkey, and Malaysia. Okay.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia is also hosting some seminar or something or conference on Kashmir, Organization of Islamic States or something like that.
Sir, Saudi Arabia is the main power in the OIC system, so it has to take into consideration because Pakistan, Turkey, Malaysia were to have a conference in Malaysia, but Saudi Arabia put pressure on Pakistan not to go there. So it has become a pressure point for Saudi Arabia to show some sort of solidarity with the Pakistani establishment. So they are also organizing OIC. It is only formal in nature. It has not any international bearing on in India.
Okay. Right. Coming to Odisha, there is some. What is the today's or yesterday's main news that you have read about Odisha?
I'm not read.
No, not read about Odisha.
Yes.
Okay, there was some kind of physical violence against a person of a particular community, and it has grabbed national news also with even people of that political representatives of that community, even from Delhi and all, asking the chief minister to take care, and government has also taken action. Those people have been arrested. Can you tell me what I am talking about?
There is, I think, a incident in Bhubaneswar where a Sikh person was attacked by 3 other persons. So those accused are now arrested by the Odisha police, Commissioner Police.
Okay. Yesterday was an important day, 15th of January.
It was Army Day.
Army Day. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Why is Army Day celebrated on 15th? Any particular reason?
I don't know, sir.
They won any battle or something? Just find it out. Okay, why it was celebrated Army Day? Okay. And so coming to the army, who is the current new army chief?
General Naravane.
Okay. Do you have information about him? He was from which regiment?
He was from Sikh regiment.
He was from the Sikh regiment.
Yes.
Okay. And immediately after assuming office, he made certain statements which many people are not very happy with. Can you tell me what did he say?
I don't know, sir.
He said that we are ready for anything if the parliament says,
authorizes. Yes, sir.
POK will be taken.
Yes, sir.
What is your view on that? Our army is ready, so their army will also be ready. Right. Suppose the government says that okay, we should take back our territory because Pakistan is not going to give it, like that. So what? Are you in favor of that? Suppose we have the we will take back our territory. What do you think? What will be the repercussions and what do you think?
Sir, both the nations are nuclear states. So, and Pakistan is very, we can say, a rogue state. So, it is very dangerous to attack and capture the whole of the occupied Kashmir, because it can lead to a very dangerous situation of a nuclear flashpoint. So, it should be taken very, delicately.
Okay. So, then how do you think that it will be possible to get back our territories, or is it lost forever?
It is very difficult to get back those territories captured by any other state, because in the modern world we need to have a very rule-based system. So in order to even get hold of the territories that we claim, we need to have a very means good standard legal cover, so that no other country should question that India is a aggression country.
Okay, fine. Has India ever taken any part which is now a part of India by force?
Yes, sir. There is a part in in the Ladakh region. The name of the village I do not remember, Tugrik or something like that. It was part of Pakistan. Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Gilgit region prior to 1971. But after the 1971 skirmish on that part of the LOC, that village has been occupied by our forces.
Okay. Some people suggest that in that case, the LOC should be converted to international boundary, and the matter should be over there. But what is your opinion? And that will then ensure that our maps will be redrawn, and peace will be there.
Practical speaking, sir, it is the best possible solution to the problem, but we in India as well as the people in Pakistan have have done so much rhetoric about capturing each other's Kashmir territories that it is also quite impossible to just give up the lands that we claim or they claim. So practically possible, but the rhetoric has been so much that it is somewhere we can say irreversible process.
What is with China?
China
agree for that? They are claiming a lot of northeastern states.
China would never be agree, because it is a very aggressive country and it wants to occupy even the Arunachal Pradesh, that is part of India, and it claims also very disputed regions are there in the Ladakh region as well. So it is a foolish thing to expect that China would agree to any such initiative where it has to give up its own territories.
Okay, fine. So coming to Odisha, so there is since you talk about the Sikh community, there is some resentment within the Sikh community on some action which has been taken by government of Odisha in Puri. Can you tell me what I am talking about?
Sir, I'm not fully aware, but there was a mutt, I think, that was demolished by the Odisha government. So that was something they were not
to
Sikh community. Yes, sir.
Okay, what is your take on that? Government is on a beautification drive, and after Puri also other places they are trying to beautify so that international tourists will come there. Suppose there are historical mutts and all, okay, how that should be handled? Many of them have been demolished, but is it right to do it, or government is just following the Supreme Court's order?
So government is doing all right, because it is consulting with the people. It is giving enough time to the people to relocate, and it is not having any big problem for the government to even evict the people from the places. So people are cooperating. So it is the best possible way for the government to do things.
So from that point of view, don't you think the central government is basically trying to now counsel the public or dispel the myths of the CA? Don't you think that it would have been better if they would have done it first told the people that what is the intention of this act, first a 6 months awareness drive would have they would have brought in, and then after that they would have passed the CA, or they had the numbers with them in the parliament, so they would have done that. But they have done the reverse. First they brought the act, now they are telling the people that this is telling that already the damage has been done.
The feedback also should be taken from the public about any such act which deals with the citizenship of India, because it is not only about giving citizenship, it is also about the original citizens sharing the resources and all to the foreigners. Because, so it should be like awareness should be there, also feedback from the public should be taken to formulate such policies.
But you think that these Bangladeshis are not who are here, they will never agree for this rate. So NRC, what is your view on these things, NRC and CA? Do you either support both of them or you reject both of them, or you support one and reject one? What is your view?
So NRC, as far as NRC is concerned, means confiding it to Assam has a legal base, but spreading it all around our country is not something legally it can be defended, because if you go on asking 130 crore people to show up documents of their citizenship, it is very means unjust for them also.
But those documents are the common documents we have them, like your 10th certificate, you have passed 10th from somewhere, the 10th certificate would be there, okay, all these things would be there, no?
So all people do not have means sufficient documents, and
they're staying for 10-15 years, they don't have any documents. That means
no, NRC not only for the foreigners, sir, it is for the whole of country, sir, 130 crore people.
So India
And
is having that, no?
sir,
देखिए कोच इंटरव्यू सॉल्व तो सेंस कोच okay, so okay, you think it is that way, right? So even the slum dwellers, they are having pattas, and if they have the land and all, they are having government has given a lot of documents to them.
sir, in general, sir, if you see the government documents, there are very, if you see the government document, there are errors in father's name or the grandfather's name. So it is also a point of contention that if someone is having valid certificate with some errors, he may also be considered to be a foreigner. So that is also a aspect of it.
Okay, tell me then one thing, do you think that these people who are illegal immigrants, even in Odisha we have a lot of them, they should be deported back to the nation?
The state government should take care, because it's about the state government. They know who are living where, so they should point out and point out those people and consider.
Suppose the state government has a vote bank in it. Okay, suppose particular government he gets a lot of votes from those people, and obviously they won't want that to happen. So then in that case, fundamentally, what is your view? These people who are illegally staying in India are basically not Indians. They may be Rohingyas, they may be Bangladeshis, they may be XYZ. Should they stay, or we should kick them out anyhow?
No one should be allowed to stay in India, sir. Foreigners should be allowed to visit India on visas. Someone visiting India without any legal means should be deported. Whether he is a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, it doesn't matter, sir.
Okay, but we have given refuge to some people. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Which people we have given refuge?
Sir, Tamils and Tibetans also.
Sri Lankan Tamils, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Tibetans.
Yes, sir.
In Odisha, there is a camp for Tibetans. Can you tell me in which district?
Sir, in Malkangiri, I think.
Malkangiri.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just check that part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the name? Are you aware?
No, sir.
Okay. Fine. So suppose you are, working as the chief executive officer, and a municipal work has come that has to be done. Okay. It is a pet project of the government. Government wants to implement it very fast and show the result. The thing is that they have planned it. Okay, they are going to plan it. So before releasing the final document, they are taking your views. Okay, you think that, but the political person who is at the helm of affairs, he is basically interested in doing it very fast. But the practical problem you see is that monsoons will be there in 10-15 days. For the next 3 months, Met Department has predicted a lot of rain will be there. What are you going to do? How are you going to convince him that it will not be proper if he started?
Sir, proper answer should be proper feedback should be given to the government through formal channels like letters and all, so that the blame should not be upon the municipality that the municipality could not execute the things properly. If at all any order superimposing something over that feedback comes, then municipality is bound to act on those lines.
Okay, that is. Okay, fine. So that will be the end of the interview. Thank you.
Thanks.